Hey y'all, hey, it's Troyia Monay back to you guys with another freaking video. So I'm not gonna say another video like I just been uploading videos, but life has been crazy, especially like if you know me in my like personal life or anything like that. So since the last time you guys seen me, especially if you're just like a subscriber and you don't follow me on Instagram, or if you didn't go to school with me or anything like that, then you don't know that I recently graduated from college, Florida A&M University to be exact, with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Public Relations. So, you know, let's give it up for me. So I was so happy to graduate. And of course, also if you don't follow me or if you don't know me in my personal life or anything like that, I did hold a campus position at the time. So that was crazy. Also working, also trying to maintain my own brand, also all of interning and having so many internships. So I was doing all of that. So YouTube definitely was not like my priority or anything like that. So I kind of wrote out a list of everything that I needed to prioritize and like what was most important to me. And YouTube kind of fell down on the back burner as like something that I just didn't have time for. So now that I am living in New York and now that I am working on a full-time schedule, I do have a little bit more time than I did when I was undergrad. So I was like, why not sit here, make a video about my experience moving to New York, just to let you guys know a little bit more about moving here, because it's insane, it's crazy, it comes with a lot of stress, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of patience, and that was a lot of things that I just didn't have at the time, like especially like when I was moving up here, it was just a lot going on. So I also wanted to make this video fun and interactive, so I was like, let me just do a mukbang. I've been up here for like a month now, and seafood is like my favorite type of food. And of course, like New York isn't known for like crabs and seafood or anything like that. So when I found out that they had a Hot and Juicy in New York, like 5 or 10 minutes away from my job, I was so happy. Like I literally was so happy that I could cry. So I was so happy. I was like, dang, that's like perfect opportunity for me to get seafood, try it out, because I've never had seafood in New York since I've been up here, and also let you guys know about my experience with moving up here. So if you're interested, enough rambling, if you're interested to know about my journey with moving up here, then just stay tuned. All right, so let's dig in. I'm so excited and I'm so hungry, y'all. Like, I've been craving this all day. Yeah, I literally been craving this all day. So if you see me like look at my computer a little bit, I just got some notes here because I just wanted to make sure like I covered all bases. So yeah, like I really want y'all to see this though. So I only got a pound of snow crabs and I think a potato, because if it's nasty, I'm gonna be mad that I spent money on getting like a big cumber or anything like that. So we gonna see. Hopefully it's good. I don't know. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the job application process. Like I get so many questions surrounding like, when did you start applying for like jobs or different things like that, and that'll like slowly go into the discussion of like moving up here in the process and everything like that. So I started looking for jobs in January of 2019, and I graduated May of 2019. So I started relatively early. Yeah, I started pretty early, like 5 or so months earlier than I was supposed to graduate or whatever. So when I started looking for jobs, of course my major is PR, so I definitely wanted something in that area. I started in January, and then I was getting callbacks from January all the way till now. Sometimes I still get callbacks from different jobs. So a lot of the jobs that were calling me were like, they needed somebody ASAP, like we need somebody like now. And of course I was still in school. I can't just up and leave. This is gonna be messy. I can't just like up and leave and like come and work for y'all. Like what do you mean? So this is gonna be hard. I do not know how to talk and eat. So a lot of jobs are like, we need people now, da da da. And I was like, I can't come now. Like, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to come now. And I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to come now. Like, I'm in school, da da da. Some jobs are understanding, some jobs are like, okay, whatever. Like, we'll just put you on the back burner, we'll put your application on hold, and we'll contact you after you graduate. So I was like really grateful for that. So I was just like praying, and I was just like, it was getting closer to graduation, so I was just praying. I was like, God, like, I really need you to help me find something. I really just need to find something. I need to land something. And then I was like, I have to think of a backup plan. Like, PR don't work right now, I can do something else in the meantime, and then I can always come back to PR. So it's like no meat in here. So I was like, I have to so I was like, I have to think of something that I can do in the meantime. So before in the meantime, while I'm looking for something in PR. So I was like, dang, what's something that you like to do? What's something that you can do? Okay, you know you like makeup. Makeup not gonna pay you enough. You gotta find something else. What else do you like to do? So I was just thinking. And then I was like, ooh, I could travel. I was like, ooh, I could be a flight attendant. So I was like, And I knew a couple people that were also flight attendants, and it looked like it was fun, looked like it was an enjoyable experience. I started following people that were flight attendants. There's a fly in here, so this should be interesting. So I was just like following people that were also flight attendants, just seeing like what they were doing like on their day-to-day. And it looked like it was like really, really fun. It looked like it was enjoyable. So I was like, okay, this is my backup plan. PR don't work, I'm just gonna be a flight attendant. So I started applying to different airlines. To name a few, I know for sure that I applied to Spirit, I applied to Delta, United, and Frontier. So throughout both of those, the only callbacks or anything I got was from Delta and Frontier. Applied to Delta. I was actually really getting into it. I was like, okay, this is just what I'm gonna have to do. PR might not be, you know, meant for me right now, da da da. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just apply to be a flight attendant, do these interviews, knock these out, become a flight attendant be a flight attendant for a few years, come back, and then get into PR. So that was my plan at that time. Thought that it was gonna work. Did everything I needed to do as far as the interview process for Delta. Made it all the way, did the video interview, did a phone interview. I did like a talent test or like a personality test, and then after that I didn't hear anything back. So throughout all of that as well, I'm still applying for jobs, and I'm still applying for other airlines, and I'm doing the same thing for Frontier as well. So for Frontier, did my application, did my video interview, did a phone interview, did another phone interview, I believe, and then they contacted me and was like, hey, we want to invite you out to Colorado. We're gonna fly you out. So yes, I did get flued out. They flew me out to Colorado, Denver, Colorado, and that is where I did my face-to-face interview with them. So this is where like the story gets interesting. So I did my face-to-face interview with Frontier. Everything was good. I was really, really nervous while I was there, because I'm like, something was just telling me like, Trey, this is not for you. Like, you're not gonna want to be a flight attendant. Like, I love flying places, and I loved I love flying places, and I love like being on the road and going out of town and going different places. But I was like, no, something just didn't sit right with me. Something was just like, nah, this is not for you. You're not gonna like this. So I was sitting there doing my interview, doing as best as I could. And then a couple of us that were also at the interview as well, because it's like a big face-to-face interview. A couple of people that was there as well, we all got invited in the back in the room for like they were talking to us about everything. And the way that the interview person was talking to us, we felt as if we didn't get the job. So as much as I knew that it wasn't for me, I still wanted to get it, just because it kind of was like a pride thing. So she was talking, and all of a sudden she was like, congratulations, you guys are officially candidates or something like that for Frontier Airlines. So I was really, really excited. I was really happy. I was like, okay, I got something. Like, if PR don't work out, anything that I don't want to do work out, at least I have this. So I was just happy. I was thanking God at that time, and I was just like really, really excited. So the interview was done. I was on my way back to the airport to come back to Florida. So while I was there, a lot of the other a lot of the other candidates that were also there at the interview, we're all like, let's just go get some celebratory drinks, you know, let's just have fun before we go to training. And training, y'all, is another reason why I was just like, I don't know if this is for me. So training, they fly you to Cheyenne, Wyoming for a month, and you're training for a month, which is basically, you feel like as if you're back in school, because you have to take tests, you have to take quizzes, you have homework, basically you're in undergrad again. And I just got out of school, so that just wasn't something that I was really interested in doing. Sorry if y'all hear noise. So that just really wasn't something that I was like super interested in doing. I was just like, I don't know about this, man. Back in school, back in the classroom, like back doing this. So anyways, we were all just sitting in the airport, and we were all like talking or whatever, and we were just like, everybody was like really excited. Mind you, I'm just sitting there like, dang, I don't know if this is for me. Y'all excited, da, da, da. So all of a sudden, I'm sitting there, we're eating, we're having drinks, chatting. I get an email from the company that I really, really wanted to work with the most out of any PR application I put in. This is the company that I wanted to work for the most, just because their presence on social media was great. Like, I could tell that the people that was working at the company, when I would go on their social media pages, although it was like a smaller company, everybody just looked so personable. It just looked like it was just like a friendly work environment. It looked like everybody was just like, you can learn. Like, it just looked like an ideal place that I really, really wanted to work at. So I was just really, really trying. And mind you, throughout this entire process, before all of this, I had 2 phone interviews with them. And during the same time I'm at the interview process with Frontier in the hotel, I got did a video interview with the same company. So I'm like, okay, did my video interview with them. If that don't work out, at least I got being flight attendant. So anywho, backtracking. I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm all over the place. So backtracking, back. So we're sitting there, we're having drinks or whatever, and I get an email from the company, and they're like, hey, are you able to chat? So I think it might have been like later in the evening. Like, it might have been like 7, 8 o'clock, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, something around there. So I wrote them back so fast. And I was just sitting there, and I was just so happy, and I was like praying. I was just like, God, I don't know like what's about to happen, but something has to be good, you know, like what's going on. So I was just like really, really happy or whatever. So I was sitting there, looked at my phone, and then I seen a New York area code, New York phone number pop up on my screen. When I tell y'all, I got up so fast from that table. I got up so fast. I was like, all right, y'all, I'll be right back. So I went and found like a really quiet spot in the airport. Filming mukbangs is hard. So I found a really, really quiet spot in the airport, and I was just like, okay. So I got on the phone. They were just like, congratulations, you got offered the position. So mind you, although that I basically ended up getting 2 job offers in one day, which literally I was so happy for, because I knew that the Frontier Airlines job just wasn't for me. So having like that validation and knowing that, okay, somebody believes in me, you know, yada yada yada. Although even though I did get plenty of other like inbounds and plenty of other interview requests and things like that, like throughout the process, this is a job that I really wanted. So I was super happy about that. So I was telling her, I was like, yes, like I definitely accept. Like I was super happy, da da da. So mind you, I'm sitting here with a bunch of other people that think I'm about to go to training with them in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I don't even know where Wyoming is. So I was just like, okay. So I get back to the table, mind you. I walk back and I'm just smiling, I'm just happy, and they like, oh, you must have talked to your boo. Like, what you doing? Like, what's up? Like, what kind of news you just got? And I was like, y'all, I don't think I'm going to training. They was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to training. And then I was like, nah, like I just got a job offer. I got an offer with another company. And they were like, really? Like, congratulations, different things like that. And it was like, they was still kind of bummed out that I wasn't going to be able to go. But it was like really, really supportive and everything like that. So that's how that went. So y'all, I found this out on around the middle of May. So like maybe May 12th, May 10th. That's not really the beginning, but you know what I mean? Like kind of ish in the beginning of May. So I was just like, okay, I just accepted a job in New York. Mind you, I had money saved up because I had just graduated. So of course I had a lot of graduation money. Had money saved up in my savings, but I definitely didn't have nearly as much as I needed to be able to like be moving to New York within like the next couple of like a month and a half. I think it's like the time frame I had. So I'm like, okay, mind you, the whole route playing around home. I'm super excited. I'm like, okay, I'm looking at apartments. First thing I started doing was looking for apartments. My start date for work up here was on June 26th, I believe. I'm like, okay, I got a little over a month to like look at apartments, figure out what I'm gonna do, look for apartments, figure out what I'm gonna do, save money. So mind you, at this point, my whole entire life was in Tallahassee. So I before all of this as well, I packed all my stuff, moved from Tallahassee, quit my job at Sephora, and I moved from Tallahassee, quit my job at Sephora, and then I was just back home at my mom's house, like just chilling, because there was no point in me being in Tallahassee if I graduated. So did all that, and I'm like, dang, I have no job. How am I gonna save money to move to New York? So it's like, okay, I gotta figure out something. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just start Ubering and Lyfting every day until I save enough money, the amount of money that I need to save. So that entire month and a half after graduation, I was Ubering and Lyfting all day, almost every day. So I ended up being able to save around $1,000. I want to say I made Ubering and Lyfting for like a month, which is pretty good in my opinion. So I think I had about $1,000. So at that point I was like, okay, this is enough, but it's not enough. And that was also added with everything else I had as well. So I was just like, okay, I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so I was just like, y'all, these crabs literally have no meat in them, but they're good. Like, the sauce is really good. These flies in here is like literally bugging me. So I was just like, okay, cool. So I had enough money. So I booked a ticket about 2 weeks before I had to start working, to come up here, look for apartments, come back to Florida, get all my stuff, and then come back up here. So I was looking at apartments, looking, didn't find anything. I literally just did not find anything. So I was looking, and when you're looking for apartments in New York, it is very difficult because they literally ask for your entire life. Like, when you're looking for an apartment in New York, they literally are looking for everything. Like, you have to provide everything. Like, they ask for everything but your shoe size, literally. So as I'm like doing all that, I was getting stressed out, and it was just like a really difficult process because you don't want to be somewhere like crazy that you're gonna lay your head at night. Like, you don't want to like live somewhere crazy. So as I'm looking, I'm like not finding anything. So I'm like, okay, I have to do something so where I have somewhere to go, and then I can just look at apartments later. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna get an Airbnb for like a week. That first week I started working, I booked the Airbnb for my entire first week at work. So I was like, okay, every day I get off, I'm gonna just go look at an apartment or 2 or 3. So I did that, and then it just got old, and I was just like, okay, I can't do this. So then luckily the person whose Airbnb that I was staying in, which is where I am now, she just ended up being really, really cool, really down to earth. We just like kind of clicked and everything was good. So I was just like, maybe I should just ask her if I could just stay here. So I was just like, yeah, that's a good idea. So I was just like, so I just kind of was like a little nervous to ask her. I don't know why, but I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just ask her if I can stay here. So I did. So I just was like, so I texted her and I was like, hey, would you be interested in renting out your room to me? I'm having a hard time finding an apartment in New York. Like, it's really difficult. If I could stay here and just pay you monthly rent, like, would I be able to do that? So then she was just like, actually, yeah, like I would actually really, really like that, because I don't want to have to keep renting out the room to like strangers and different things like that every month. Like, I just don't want to do that, which is pretty understandable. So that ended up working out with as far as finding housing and everything. So my rent up here is not that bad, because I know it's bad, it's expensive, but it's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. When I was in Tallahassee, I had my own apartment, I lived by myself, and my rent was $720 a month plus utilities. So the most I really would pay was like $760 a month ish, which was pretty good for a 1-bedroom apartment, like just living by yourself, which was pretty good to me. So I ended up like I said, moving up here. The rent I pay now up here is $875, and then plus utilities. So I ended up paying like almost like $900 basically. I just pay like $900 a month up here. And it's only for 1 room in a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, but it's only me and another person because the 3rd room isn't filled. So yeah. What else did I have to talk to y'all about? I feel like I just been rambling. Y'all, my hands are crazy. What else did I have to talk about? Oh no. Okay, so living up here so far. I just kind of sat and ate a little bit, because filming videos and filming a mukbang and talking is really hard. So I see why now, like, a lot of mukbangers on YouTube will literally just sit and like talk about like how good the food is and just like this is so good, because it's like you can't talk and eat. Like, that's very hard to do. But anyways, I definitely have a couple other things I want to talk about as far as like moving and different things like that. Expenses in living up here, y'all, it is so expensive to live up here. It is crazy, but it's very finessable. So when I first got up here, I was eating out every night, which ended up getting really old, because like, who wants to just like continue to eat out every night? Like, I kind of really started craving and wanting like a home cooked meal. So excuse me, hold on. So I started like really wanting a home cooked meal, and like really craving one as well. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just go to the grocery store and like just go get some food. Y'all, the food up here in grocery stores are crazy, because they don't have like a Walmart. There's no chain grocery stores really up here like that. I mean, you have Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, but it's like more so on like the healthy grocery store food aspect of things. So I went to like a little grocery store that's like around the corner from my house, And y'all, one avocado was $3. All I went in there for, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get me a couple things, and I wanted to make avocado toast for breakfast that next morning. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get me a loaf of bread, and then I'm gonna get a couple avocados so that way I can make avocado toast, and then I can just eat that for the rest of the week for breakfast. One avocado was $3. One loaf of bread was $3. I'm not even playing. Like, it was crazy, and that's all I bought, and I just left because I was mad. Like, I was so mad. I was just like, man, I don't know if New York for me. Like, I was like, whew. One avocado was $3. It was crazy. So yeah, living up here is expensive. Of course, there's so many different things to do, so you have a lot of options as far as like entertainment and things to do on the weekends, and that's very expensive as well. But it's a lot of things that are very, very free up here. So very, very free. A lot of things that are free. Can't talk today. So for example, you can go ride the ferry, which is free, as long as you have like I believe you have to have a bus ticket. Well, to get over there, you have to have like a subway ticket or whatever, pass. Excuse me. So that's free, and there's like a lot of other things to do. There's a lot of sightseeing in New York, so of course that's free as well. So expensive groceries, entertainment, clothes. I love to go shopping, but I haven't even been able to go shopping up here just because I want to manage my money and get in the flow of managing my money before I'm able to like spend it and treat myself on like clothes, shoes, makeup, and things like that. Only thing I've really been buying is like food, hair products, and different like self-care products. If I run out, of course I'm gonna buy me some lashes. Like, I'm gonna get some hair done or something. So I just been doing that. And I'm probably most likely gonna be doing a video about like the pros and cons of living up here, because I want to make this an entire series. So moving to New York is going to be a series. This isn't just going to be like just this video. So I'm going to be also doing a pros and cons of living and moving to New York. I'm going to be doing a video about, I haven't like fleshed out everything yet, but it's definitely going to be a lot of other videos. I definitely want to do a video about thrift shopping in New York for National Thrift Shopping Day, which I believe is next week. So I definitely have to get started planning that soon. But yeah, so that's kind of pretty much like sums up me moving to New York. Am I gonna stay? So the plan is to stay. However, I won't really know if I'm going to be staying or not. I'll probably know within like the next maybe month or so. Maybe, yeah, I should probably know within like the next month if I'm gonna be staying or not. So if I don't stay at the current job where I am now, I'm definitely going to be applying to other jobs and different things like that, because I am an intern, I'm a fellow right now. So we'll kind of see how everything goes with that. If not, then yeah, I'm kind of not worried, because like I have strong faith, and I know that wherever I'll be like destined for greatness, like literally, like. But I am taking the necessary precautions to kind of figure out all of that. But y'all, I still got a couple crabs left, and I can't eat and talk, so I will catch you guys in the next video.